Jess, why did you start sharing content on TikTok, and what do you think that your audience loves about your content?
Yeah, so I really started sharing content on TikTok because personal finance has always been a hobby and a passion of mine. But it wasn't until I actually graduated from my doctorate program that I realized how little financial literacy actually kind of permeates throughout our education system, at least here in the States. So when I started working in my field, I was having conversations regularly with other doctorate trained professionals about how to get car insurance, how to buy a house, what's the process for applying for a mortgage. And I realized then that you can really be the most talented, hardworking, intelligent person and still not have a clue about personal finance. So, learning that only 26% of women in the United States actually invest money in the stock market for me was just so eye-opening. And I really felt like I needed to get involved and contribute to the growing wealth of free information that's available on the internet for people to get started. So I love to educate. I'd love to have that conversation with my viewers that really anybody can be an investor. All it takes is some initiative and the drive to educate yourself. And learning about investing is completely free, but it's truly the difference between retiring with nothing and retiring a millionaire. And all you have to do is get started. So I think that my audience loves that we can have these honest conversations in a genuine and not at all condescending way, so that everybody of all experience levels can be actively involved in the conversation and know that they can take control of their own financial future.
So can you go through what some of your most memorable content has been?
Definitely. So I started off posting on TikTok, and that's the platform that I actually have the most followers. So I've got about 170,000 followers on TikTok at this point, which is kind of crazy because I only started my channel like 8 or 9 weeks ago. So it's been kind of a wild ride. And so in order to expand on my content further, because, TikTok is just 60-second clips, then I came out with my YouTube channel, which is the same name, Ecom Jess. So I've been doing longer videos on there talking about, the content in a little bit more detail. And then, of course, I have my Instagram with the same name, Ecom Jess, where I just post like little snippets of things and some kind of blog style posts over there as well. And I think some of my most memorable content really has been a lot of it around real estate. Like a lot of people like to learn about how to apply for a mortgage, how to get a low interest rate on a mortgage, how to put less than 20% down on a house. So that was something I think with the housing market being so crazy, at least here in the States at the moment, I think is content that's really resonated with people, especially because the home buying process can just be so complicated, I think, and people are very nervous about buying a house and how to get started. So I was able to share my experiences with the process of home buying. I've done it a couple times now. So I talked about that a little bit. And then I think the other thing that people really like is when I kind of go into like the nuances and the details about investing. So talking about capital gains tax with traditional investments and also cryptocurrency and just the little small details that I think people tend to kind of gloss over in normal conversation, but giving it kind of a highlight in those 60-second clips.
And finally, Jess, where do you look for content inspiration?
Yeah, so to be honest, I think content inspiration is all around us. As a scientist, I'm always asking questions about why the world is the way it is. How are people doing that? What do I need to do in order to be able to do that? So I draw inspiration from my colleagues, from my friends, and even my own financial experiences over the years. But I also draw massive amounts of inspiration from incredibly strong and powerful women that I've been lucky enough to surround myself with over the years, who have built their own personal empires from the ground up, achieving financial freedom, establishing businesses, running real estate brokerages. So the long and short of it is that I really draw inspiration from everywhere.